Hey everyone, it's Jeff Faines from Tech Bargains, and this is the video unboxing of the new iPad. Tim Cook and Apple unveiled the third generation of the popular tablet last week and announced that today, March 16th, will be the first time that any consumer will be able to get their hands on the brand new tablet. Whether that meant standing outside of an Apple store in all kinds of weather, like the rainy weather we've been having in the Bay Area, or being one of the lucky ones to pre-order it from the comfort of your own home and have it delivered. Well, FedEx just came by the office and delivered this iPad, so we thought we'd open it up just to show you exactly what you can expect from the brand new tablet. So why don't we take a quick look. Now, as you can see, pretty nondescript box, probably to keep it relatively nondescript during shipping, but once I remove some of these inserts, this is the new iPad. It doesn't really look that much different in the packaging or anything else because Apple's pretty much keeping a uniform design standard. As you can see, it still is branded with iPad here. You still have the front picture. Similar to the iPad 2, it does have the iCloud logo on the bottom, so you at least know that you can transfer some of your files up to the cloud and access them via any iOS-enabled device. One of the things to take note of course, and I'll just flip it over on the back, this is the 16 gigabyte version in black. It also comes in 32 and 64 gigabyte versions in black and in white. So if you're hoping that Apple would actually increase the storage with the new iPad, you're kind of out of luck, and hopefully maybe we'll find that out next year. But why don't we actually get to it? So just take that off, and obviously the very first thing that you're presented with is the iPad itself. But let's put that to the side really quickly and just go through the rest of it. Still the same box design as you expect before. You have the adapter, the power plug, you have the docking cable, which is also USB, and of course you have the standard Apple quick start guide, the warranty information, and your stickers. But here we go. This is obviously the star. This is the new iPad. In many ways, it doesn't look any different from the iPad 2, but there are some slight and subtle differences. For one thing, it has the Retina screen, which everybody has been touting and has been talking about. It is still a 9.7-inch screen, but the resolution is completely different. This resolution is now 2048 by 1536. This packs 3.1 million pixels at a pixel per inch density of 264 pixels per inch. So all of your visuals, your images, your video, websites, these are going to look outstanding on this new Retina display. But apart from turning on the Retina display, you're not really going to see a lot of noticeable differences at first glance between an iPad 3rd generation and an iPad 2. And just to help illustrate that point, I wound up bringing in an iPad 2 in white just to help make it stand out. Now, if I put them side by side, you'll actually notice that they're virtually the same. They're still 9.5 inches high, 7.3 inches wide, but one thing that you will notice is the depth of both devices. As you can see, the iPad 2 is actually shallower than the 3rd generation iPad. The iPad 2 comes in at a depth of 8.8 millimeters, whereas the 3rd generation iPad has a depth of 9.4 millimeters. Now, that is primarily to account for the larger battery of the 3rd generation iPad. The iPad 2 had a battery that had a 25 watt-hour life, whereas the 3rd generation iPad has a 42.5 watt-hour battery. Now, primarily that is to account for the additional power needs of the Retina display to make sure that you can enjoy all of your content in that 2048 by 1536 resolution. But what is an impressive feat of engineering is Apple managed to keep the battery life of the 3rd generation iPad exactly the same as the iPad 2, which means that for the Wi-Fi version, like this one, you're going to get up to 10 hours of battery life on a single charge. Now, if you happen to have the 4G version, which is, again, another improvement over the iPad 2's 3G version, you're going to get up to 9 hours of battery life on a single charge, plus you'll be able to take it with you wherever you want to go. Now, let's just walk around this device in case you haven't actually seen an iPad before. So as you can see, there's not a lot of physical changes to the 3rd generation iPad. You still have the home button down here, which helps you exit programs and also return to the very first menu of apps that you happen to have on the tablet. It also has the 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera, which is primarily used for FaceTime. At the bottom of the device, you have the dock connector slot right here, which you use to transfer files from the tablet to a computer and vice versa, and also sync up with the AC adapter to help charge the tablet itself. If I turn it over to this side, you'll find the volume controls as well as the mute switch that you can use to immediately turn the tablet into silent mode. On the top, you have the power button as well as the headphone port. And on the rear of the device, you'll find one of the actual differences as well, which is another physical difference. This is what they are now calling the iSight camera. It has been upgraded to a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera, which can also shoot video in 1080p, which is a really significant upgrade from the iPad 2. Now, you also at the bottom have one speaker port. A lot of people were wishing that it had 2 speakers to improve the tablet's sound, but looks like we might have to wait again for next year. Again, this also doesn't have an SD card slot or any additional storage plans, so again, looks like we're going to have to wait till next year. Now, as I've stated, there really only seems to be minor differences between the iPad 3rd generation and the iPad 2, but what is significant is actually what's inside. The 3rd generation iPad comes with an A5X chip, which is running iOS 5.1. Now you might ask, what's so significant about that new chip? Well, that actually has a dual-core CPU, but a quad-core GPU, meaning that it has much more power to provide for graphical programs like games, movies, or just editing and processing images. So you really are going to have a lot of processing power and visual power to really show off items on this new Retina display. So that should definitely help to power a lot of the more graphically intensive programs and apps that you're going to have on the iPad 2. So that's a quick look at the 3rd generation iPad. Be sure to come back to our website in the upcoming weeks where we'll have a full review of this particular device. But of course, we're not done with this iPad just yet. How would you like to win this 16GB iPad for yourself? It's really easy to do. In fact, we've never made entry into a giveaway that we've had any easier. All you have to do is go to techbargains.com and create a brand new user account, which will earn you an entry into the giveaway. Then, each day that you come back to our website and you log in using your user account, you earn an additional entry for the contest. Additional rules can be found on techbargains.com. For the latest news, reviews, coupons, and deals, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TechBargains or check out our Facebook page. And to watch all of our video unboxings and video reviews, be sure to go to techbargains.com/YouTube.